Station. WTIM.
Welcome back to the WTIM Morning Show. I'm Avery Cooper. Your stream brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark. I'm Avery Cooper with you, and I have Sheriff of Christian County, Bruce Kettlecamp, in studio. Great to have you back here, Sheriff.
It's great to be here with you today, Avery.
School back in session, and I know that you want to remind everyone about some school safety tips.
Yes, I just want to remind people that whenever the kids are loading or unloading off the school bus, and you see that stop arm out in the flashing red lights, you must stop, and you can't pass. In a two-lane road, you got to stop both directions. Now on 4 lanes, just the opposite. If there's 2 lanes on the opposite directions, they don't have to stop, but it's the 2 lanes that are going with the bus has to stop. So anyhow, it's just want to remind people they need to be extra careful out there. A lot more kids are going to more activities, and they need to stop at those for the school buses. Now the penalty if you pass a stopped school bus is you could have your driver's license suspended for up to 3 months. So that's a pretty serious offense. So and rightfully so. We don't want any of those kids hurt. So yeah. But I love this time of the year. I mean, I checked my car coming in here. It's 63 degrees out right now.
Gorgeous.
And it's just reminds me of football time. It's football time, and I can't wait. Can't wait. There's nothing better than high school football, sports. All together, sport. I mean, basketball, high school, softball. I drove by the field last night, and I think the junior high softball girls were out, had a game. So it's just it's a busy time of the year, but it's a great time of the year. And one of the things I just wanted to mention, it's been maybe a month or 2 ago, but I went up to Springfield and I got to listen to Coach Leonard speak at a Fellowship of Christian Athletes dinner that they had up in Springfield. And this is Coach Leonard. He's one of the best coaches I think he has the best winning record in the state of Illinois, but he's a very solid Christian man, and he spoke at this event, and it's amazing. In my line of work, I see a lot of the bad stuff, the kids, but there's a lot of good kids out there. But I think that sports does so much for these kids, the children. I shouldn't say a lot, but there are kids out there that don't have a really good family life. And these coaches are their fathers. And I think it's very important for kids to stay busy and to be involved in athletics and sports activity as a team, and I think it's just very important. And I think it really helps a kid develop, and later in years, it really helps develop the kids. So I'm so happy that we got a great community here in Christian County, and we've got a lot of good coaches and a lot of good sporting events. And I really encourage all parents to be involved with their kids' activities because that's really important. And make sure that they get to all the games and support the kids. I think it's very, very important for the kids.
Yeah, and that includes making it to those games, and so safety, of course. You want to celebrate the return of football season too, but also do that safely.
Yes, and have patience. I know leaving the ballpark or leaving the parking lots at night, just have some patience because it gets pretty chaotic at times pulling out of that out in front of the school there. So just have patience and be considerate of the other drivers.
Yeah. And well, anything else that you'd like to say about the back to school time, safety tips for that, or football?
I guess one other thing is just that what I've noticed, it's just, it seems to happen all the time when I'm either in my personal vehicle, my truck, but I see so many people still on their cell phones, using their cell phones while they're driving.
This is relevant for the teens. Listen up.
Yes. And you just, it's so dangerous. An accident, a crash can happen within seconds. And I mean, you just glance away for just a second and you could, tragedy could happen real fast. So again, I'm seeing too many people on their cell phones. Please stay off your cell phones, especially around the schools, because like I said, we've got a lot more activity going on. Distracted driving. I just, not even with not just necessarily the cell phone, but people, they're looking at other things. They're eating, they're reaching for something, a radio. Distracted driving is such a problem. Like I said, we get calls all the time of cars all over the road. I bet we get several of those a day, it seems like. And it's, you think it's a drunk driver. Well, it's not a drunk driver. It's a distracted driver. They're either doing something while they're driving, or else they're on the phone. So really, it's very important to just be aware and be aware of that distracted driving and just pay attention to your driving.
Some school safety stuff a little bit more. Something during the summer, I tend, and this isn't something I should do, I should always be mindful of this. I tend to tune out those school zone signs during the summer, but this is a good reminder. Those school zone signs are active when children are present. Exactly. And they can have some pretty hefty fines.
Exactly. Too. Yep. Yes. And it really could, they are very hefty fines.
What are those penalties if you're speeding in a school zone? Is it double, or is about 2.5? Or
I don't have.
That's okay.
Sorry, I don't know.
I put you on the spot there. No worries.
Don't know that.
But that was fine. Nevertheless, they are. So keep those school zones in mind, right, Sheriff?
Right. And that while we're talking about driving safety, man, I've been driving out in the county a lot here recently, and those cornfields, the corn is tall. There is a lot of blind intersections out in the county. A lot of those intersections have stop signs, but just on two ways. It's not a four-way stop, it's a two-way stop. So I encourage everybody, even if you don't have a stop sign, when you approach an intersection where it's a blind intersection by the high corn, stop anyway, because people are they're daydreaming or whatever, but a lot of times they will go right through that intersection, not see that stop sign, and if you don't stop, it's going to be a very tragic situation. So I really encourage everybody, when you come to a intersection out there in the county or the township road that's a blind intersection, stop whether you have a stop sign or not. It's just very important to do that this time of the year.
Yeah. And with the corn high too, I've seen a lot more deer out on the roads.
Yep. Yep. We, and that's going to get more.
Yeah.
You're going to get more as the deer hunting season starts, and that's going to be right around the corner. It's going to be here real soon. So, yep. So moving right along, I guess we could talk about what's, that tragic accident that we had at Route 51 and Leafland intersection. I just wanted to let the people know that I'm pleased with the results of what the Illinois Department of Transportation has done. They have gone out there. They're looking at it. They've moved the speed sign, the 50 to dropping it from 65 to 55. They've moved that farther back before you approach those intersections, before you approach the Assumption area there. So they have been looking at it. They have been doing some things. They've got the speed signs out there. So I'm pleased with it. And I know that they've done a study about how many vehicles go through that intersection. And I did get contacted by the Department of Transportation. We're having another meeting on September 6th. It's called a road safety meeting, a group of engineers and we're getting together in Springfield to have a meeting, and then we're going out to the scene again on September 6th. So I just want to let the public know that they are looking at it. They are doing some things, and hopefully we can make that intersection a lot safer.
That's Christian County Sheriff Bruce Kettlecamp right here on the WTIM Morning Show. More from him after this short break. Your stream brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark. I'm Avery Cooper. More in a moment, right here on WTIM, your information station.
WTIM.
Markets now on the RFD Radio Network. I'm Jim Taylor. Corn slightly lower, beans higher, wheat trading double-digit lower. September corn 6.13 3/4 down 1 1/4. December corn down 2 1/4, 6.09 3/4. March corn 6.17 down 2 1/4. September beans up 7 3/4, 14.83. November new crop up 1 1/4, 13.91 1/4. January beans up a penny, 13.97 1/2. September wheat down 32 1/4. 7.31. December wheat 7.48 1/4 down 32 1/4. September bean meal 4.45.60 up $5. September bean oil 66.01 down 140. In the livestock market of this hour, August feeders 182.60 down 65 cents. August live cattle down 17 cents, 141.57, and October lean hogs $96 even, down 205. I'm Jim Taylor for the RFD Radio Network.
This is Nick Epley with People's Bank and Trust, where customers have one business banker who understands their business and provides the right financial services to achieve their financial goals. Your business banker is your single source for all your financial needs, from cash management to lines of credit, from mortgages to equipment loans, and everything in between. Call me at 888-PBT-1954. Bank with People's Bank and Trust so you can spend your time running your business, not explaining it. At People's Bank and Trust, we put people first. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
School's out for summer, but now is the time to get ahead on scheduling your child's back-to-school physical. Make an appointment with your child's Springfield Clinic primary care provider to be sure they are ready for the start of the school year with their physical and up-to-date vaccinations. Springfield Clinic, a community of caring.
Do you know what to do when a car is pulled over on the side of the road? First, reduce your speed. Second, change lanes if possible. Third, proceed with caution. These 3 simple steps can be the difference between life and death. The next time you're on the road, do the right thing. Slow down, move over, and drive like your life and their life depends on it. Sponsored by the Illinois Broadcasters Association. Aired in cooperation with this station. Thanks to the AAA Auto Club for their financial support in the airing of this message.
Tune in to this RFD Radio Network affiliate Saturday mornings from 9:06 until 9:30 when we present the RFD Trading Post to advertise your farm-related items to buy, sell, trade, or give away. Call the toll-free number we give during the show to get your farm-related items advertised across the state and listed on rfdtradingpost.com. And find instructions on getting your farm-related items read on the show in our mailbag segment for 30 days for just $20. The RFD Trading Post, Saturday mornings from 9:06 till 9:30 on this RFD Radio Network station.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome back to the WTIM Morning Show. I'm Avery Cooper. Glad to have you along. Your stream brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark. I have Christian County Sheriff Bruce Kittlecamp in studio. One of the things I wanted to talk to you about, Sheriff, last month when you came in, you were talking a little bit about some of the burglaries concerning cars in the area. Some cars had items taken. And I understand you have an update in that regard in that case.
Right. We have made 2 arrests in that case. And I can't say enough about what a great job our investigation has done with this, and the deputies working on this. They've worked a lot of hours. They interviewed a lot of people, and they were able to get a lot of videos, security videos. And through that, we worked with Sangamon County Sheriff's Office, because they've been also having the same problems. So through that, and then one of the vehicles that was, and again, I can't express enough, you need to lock your vehicles. Again, all these vehicles were left unlocked, and valuable stuff inside these vehicles. But one of the vehicles that had a billfold in them and a credit card was stolen. Those credit cards were used in Springfield at the Walmarts, and we were able to get a very good video picture of that person. This individual was wearing the same clothes, same identification that we have a video of him trying to get into a house here in Taylorville and also into a vehicle. So it was a lot of good police work, a lot of good help from the citizens, the neighbors in that area where these thefts occurred from. So I just wanted to talk about how good of a sheriff's office we have. I mean, the dedicated officers, deputies that we have that work hard and try to do the best they can, and they do. And again, couldn't be more happier from the results of the information we received from the public. So we've got 2 individuals, like I said, under arrest. One was the probable cause was found. He's from Springfield. We believe all 3 of these are 2 of the people that we have arrested are from Springfield, and we believe the other suspect that was involved in it is also from the Springfield area. And we're just, it's a matter of time before we'll be able to probably make another arrest on that. So very, very pleased with what's going on there.
Maybe now is a good time to review your 9 p.m. checklist.
Again, that's at 9 p.m. when people, before you go to bed, make sure that you have all your doors closed. Make sure all the doors in your house are locked, and your garage is locked. Make sure your vehicle's locked. Make sure that you take any kind of valuable stuff that might be in the vehicle out of it. So it's an easy thing to do, and just get in that habit of doing every night, 9 o'clock. Make sure it's all secure, everything's secure, and make sure that if you got outdoor lighting, leave them on during the night. That's the best security that you can have.
Absolutely.
And a dog doesn't hurt either.
Yeah, a dog doesn't hurt, even if it's just an alert dog.
That's right, exactly, an alert dog. So the other thing I'd like to just remind people, we've got a couple events coming up here in the county on starting with the Tri-County Labor Day Fair.
Painted Tri-County Fair.
Painted Tri-County Fair starts August 31st and goes through September 5th. So there'll be a lot of activities over there, a lot of fun things to do. And also the Edinburgh Labor Day Picnic starts, and that starts September 2nd through the 5th. So I encourage everybody to go out there in their local communities and participate in this. I know that both venues have beer tents, and I have no problem with people going out and enjoying themselves and socializing with other people. Just make sure that you have a designated driver if you've drinking too much. Unfortunately, it seems like every year we have a fatal accident, and it's from drunk driving. So I really encourage people to make sure that you have somebody to drive if you've had too much to drink. Again, I don't have any problem with people going out and drinking, but know your limit. And if you're over that limit, don't get behind the steering wheel.
What's a good rule of thumb to know that limit? I know it changes per person.
Yeah,
but
it all depends on the size of the person, what their weight is, what they've eaten, and I guess how fast you drink. It really depends on that. So, a gentleman my size could drink a lot more than a person my wife's size, because she's a little bit smaller than me.
Right.
So
is the rule about 1 drink per hour? You need a 1 hour to kind of let that settle and digest one, and then you can maybe kind of consider driving after that. Is that a good rule of thumb, or 1 drink per hour?
One drink per hour, yes. And I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But again,
it could change. That depends on everybody.
Again, it depends on what you eat and the size.
Okay.
Your size. So,
Sheriff, I know you got to go. So is there anything else that you'd like to remind the public about?
I just want, everybody to, have a good time during this Labor Day season, but be safe, be aware of your surroundings, make sure everything's secure. If you go to these county fairs, these events, make sure if you leave anything in the car, make sure it's hidden, not in plain view, and make sure you lock up your vehicles. And watch over your children, make sure you know where they're at. Take a picture of the children in case they walk away, so you have a really good description of them that you'd be able to give to authorities if they get lost.
That's Christian County Sheriff Bruce Kettlecamp. Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville, 96.1